Hello, we are Lana, Zinta, and Anna from University of Latvia, Faculty of Education, Psychology, and Art. We would like to introduce you to our research framework of pedagogic and usability principles for effective multi-user VR learning environments. The impact of immersive technology in the field of learning has been widely discussed and studied by the scientific community. VR has a lot of potential in education, and the availability of standalone HMDs has only supported the popularity of these technologies. The success of VR educational content depends in large part on how usable and adaptable it is for learning purposes. The objectives of the studies were to identify what pedagogic and usability principles support the effectiveness of multi-user VR learning applications, and second, propose a framework for these principles. This study uses Gagné's 9 events of instructional model, Nielsen's usability heuristics, and the pedagogical principles of TEL. This approach is based on recognition that multi-user VR learning environments require a thorough evaluation from both educational alignment and usability perspectives. Gagné's 9 events of instructional model provides comprehensive framework for designing and evaluating instructional content, ensuring that it aligned with specific learning objectives. Meanwhile, Nielsen's usability heuristics offers a set of guidelines for assessing the usability of digital interfaces, which is particularly important in multi-user VR environments, where intuitive and user-friendly design is essential. Incorporating technology-enhanced learning pedagogical principles into this model also emphasizes how important it is to design engaging, interactive lessons that are tailored to the needs and preferences of the learners. To assess the usability of multi-user VR learning applications for learning purposes, this study used mixed methods approach that included multi-user VR content testing and survey data collection. The study involved a sample of 12 higher education students with different backgrounds. Each student tested 3 different multi-user VR applications. 2 surveys were developed to collect data. First, to gain deeper understanding of the student's experience, while the second survey included more specific questions regarding the learning process in VR and feedback about their subjective experience or application usability. In addition, 3 experts with experience in digital design and VR technologies were involved in usability evaluation. They also tested the same 3 VR applications and evaluated them using Nielsen's usability heuristics. 31% of the surveyed students stated that usability concerns they encountered might be resolved by providing clearer instructions and user assistance materials. Despite the fact that the tested VR environments supplied guides and instructions, there are still issues which raises the question of whether the instructions are helpful and how they should be communicated. None of the VR multi-user environments presented an introductory model that could introduce students to the environment, capture students' attention, and provide additional motivation for learning. Also, none of the environments was aimed at a specific learning objective. The combination of Gagné's 9 events of instruction, aspects of TEL, and Nielsen's usability heuristics provide more thorough approach for The combination of Gagné's 9 events of instruction, aspects of TEL, and Nielsen's usability heuristics provides a more thorough approach to evaluating usability and effectiveness of multi-user VR learning applications. Usability is one of the major considerations of the effective adoption of VR learning applications. To successfully incorporate VR in education, there must be a synergy between usability and instructional focus. By considering both the pedagogical and usability aspects, this framework can help identify areas for improvement and ultimately lead to the creation of more effective and engaging VR learning environments. In parallel, this framework can be used as a tool for educators for evaluating VR multi-user environments. Further research validating the proposed framework is recommended, including longer-term framework testing and validation with larger and more diverse educator and learner groups. The subsequent phase of the study should include a validation of the framework with education and VR technology experts, as well as defining specific examples of how to achieve each principle. Thank you for your time and attention.